So, the clips that you've just heard are two good old faithful tunes, but possibly not quite as you know it. Basically, Fingerpicked, A Bicycle Mate for Two, and then the good old hymn, Abide With Me. Particularly the first snippet there, The Bicycle Mate for Two, I think John Fahey did actually do that on his The Resurrection of Blind Joe Death album, and I've always loved it. It just seems so absurd, but it's also a really good example of what I'm trying to get across. Is about finger picking, but with an independent thumb and bass line, and the Bicycle Made for Two example, you've got the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 coming from the bass, coming from your thumb, and then the melody coming from your fingers. And similarly, except in 4/4 time, with Abide With Me. So they're examples of the kind of things that have inspired me and I want to get across. So we're going to move on now, and this time we're looking at the styles of fingerpicking that use the alternating bass. So you're playing your tune with your fingers, but you've got an alternating bass underneath it. So we're going to have a couple of little snippets now of some guitar that I've done involving alternating bass. Keep on walking and walking, talking to myself. Keep on walking and walking, talking to myself. The girl I love gone with someone else. Got those hard road blues, I'm walking down the line. Got those hard road blues when I'm walking down the line. One of these days, she's gonna change her mind. Yeah, so the first of those snippets was a song called Hometown Blues, written by Steve Earle. And you can see it's just the guitar there, no voice as you've seen, but you can see that the finger picking by and large is pretty much all alternating bass stuff, and I'm picking the melody at sort of quite a decent speed with my fingers. There are some exceptions there. When there's a turnaround between the verse and the next verse or whatever, then you come out of the alternating bass then and sort of playing two strings together, sort of working on single strings, not alternating like that. And then sometimes I think there is a section where there are just some little runs inserted with the thumb, which actually breaks up the bass line a little bit. And the more advanced you get, the more of those little runs or even big runs people actually put in to sort of break it up and make it more interesting. I mean, the great exponent of inserting runs in between bits was Blind Blake. His guitar playing was just of a different order, I think. And what he can do with the thumb and two fingers is absolutely nobody's business. I am, of course, talking about guitar music, just to be clear. There we go. Anyway, the second track was actually a Blind Blake number and is, I think, more complex, the finger picking on that. The little intro bit, I'm just the thumb's just hitting sort of like one string, but when we go into the song proper, the bass is alternating. But of course, there's complicated turnarounds and that where the thumb is doing other things as well, and that's basically as it should be. But the point is, both of those examples are essentially alternating bass sort of styles, and that's the sound that you that's the sound that you get. So we're going to move on now and actually look at two examples, both Robert Johnson songs, quite well-known ones. Well, his style there is very much sort of hitting one string. In the first example, it's kind of droning on one string, on the bass, I mean. In the second example, then he's actually doing sort of like a shuffle with the thumb, or I am in this case, I suppose. It's my pale imitation of Robert Johnson. Hopefully it's a tribute, not an imitation, by the way. Yeah, there we go. So, see what you think of these. Got a kind-hearted woman to write this world for me. Got a kind-hearted woman to write this world for me. But these evil-hearted women, they will not let me be. Love my baby don't love me. I love my baby don't love me. When I really love that woman, can't stand to leave her be. Gonna get up in the morning, I believe I'll dust my room. I'm gonna get up in the morning, I believe I'll dust my broom. Your friend's a black man you've been loving, your friend just can't get in your room. Okay, let's finish off with an example of something that challenged guitarists of my generation for quite some time, and that was David Graham's Angie. I'm going to play a sort of basically Bert Jansch's version of David Graham's Angie. It's a cut down version because it's a short video. And essentially the interesting thing about this is it's the first piece of finger picking, I think, that certainly people of my generation, I think anybody really, had heard where the bass and the treble, they seem to be doing just completely two different things. And all me and my friends, we were all completely puzzled by it. But I'm actually gratified to learn in later years that that wonderful guitarist Stefan Grossman, him and his mates were all completely baffled by it and took them really some time to actually sort of figure it out. So, yeah, this is, I don't know, it was just a rites of passage kind of thing for me. But it's just, I still love playing it, so people can play this far better than me, but this is just sort of my version of it. And that's pretty much as I'm going to say about finger picking. So, hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.